somebody was like, you shouldn't stay here during the holidays. It's going to be so busy here during the holidays. Like, some moments I realize how foreign and alien and weird I am. Because that would be a good human mentality. I realized when he said that, that's a good, smart human mentality. That's a good human train of thought. Don't go where it's going to be busy during the holidays. Because a human would always think I'm going to feel homeless and humiliated and embarrassed to be sitting wherever I'm at all the time. In their assumption, because humans hide when they're embarrassed. So a human said, you really shouldn't park here and try to stay here during the holidays. And the first thing I thought is, boy, I'm so alien and weird. I would think this is the first place I would park because it's going to be so busy for the holidays. Because if I park here and it's going to be that busy, I could hit a lot of people to see, if their families are healthy or if they're traveling to families that are sick or unhealthy or need a miracle. There would be more people in and out of here to tell me about different cities, different states as they're traveling through for the holidays to visit their families. So the first thing I would think of is, wow, that would make me feel more excited because all the truckers, they always need their miracles or the power of God or some love all the time. But like the general world traveling in and out of here, I didn't think about it till somebody mentioned it. This is kind of a cool thing. I came over here because somebody had prayed. So I'm over here because somebody prayed, my queen, my queen, my queen. And they're driving through the area just for the holidays. And they wanted to see if they could pick up a miracle for their relative that's older and I guess struggling and like their health is falling apart. So they had prayed. They want to see if they could end up around me because they don't live in the area at all, but they have to travel through the area. So I was here so when they travel through the area, they could pick up the power of God as good as I could put it in the area and take it to their sick relative or their older relative that's deteriorating. And I think going in and out of health issues or bad medical issues. I forgot the exact prayer. I don't mean to be rude. I didn't answer the prayer. A different God did. But I just thought I'd put this on a video. Because I was kind of tickled at how weirdly, alienly weird I am. That somebody would say, you don't want to look like a homeless loser idiot. Everybody's driving through for the holidays. And I'm like, well, but I don't really care because if everybody's driving through for the holidays, that's a lot of miracles if there's any I can pass out while they're all running through. But also, I never care how I look anywhere. I don't know if I've ever said that. I sit right next to houses. I don't care how I look because they prayed or I know they need a miracle or I know the power of God would help people in the area. I have never once felt like the homeless loser they want me to feel like. I have never once felt like that. People just treat me like that. It's the fun of how they can treat you, how they want you to feel, how they want to look down at you and treat you so badly and they want you to feel that way. But I've never felt like a homeless loser. When I park near a house, I know the power of God is a miracle. And they're the few that get to receive miracles that precious from the power of God. When I sit near the homeless or when I sleep where homeless people sleep, I think it's like a fun privilege because I'm so excited for the homeless person who's going to be rich because they sat near the power of God near my realities while I was sleeping and could wake up rich when they went to bed poor. I don't ever feel like the nothing they want me to feel like. But I don't know. I guess I don't have the right mentality. I'm a weird alien. But it is a fun thing. It's a fun privilege to sleep near the poor and see which ones will wake up rich because they went to bed with the power of God. So, like, see, I just don't feel as degraded as they want me to feel. I guess it just doesn't work on me, this whole talking down at me thing or whatever. It doesn't turn me into the destroyed me that they want. It destroys me in a different way. You know, but I do think it's kind of fun to sleep near the poor. I know my powers can make them rich in a day if they're worthy. So it's kind of fun. I like to sleep near businesses. I know that if they're worthy, I can make their whole financial life 2-3 times bigger than what it is. It's fun to be God. And it doesn't matter how small or big I am, I'll always be God. The way it never mattered how big or small Jesus was, he'll always be Jesus. Everyone else will always be something else. But boy, that human was on it. That human knew I'm supposed to feel degraded and homeless and loser and nothing. And you're like, wow, that's how humans feel? That's how a human feels. And then, so I thought about it, and thank God homeless people don't get treated badly constantly like I do. Homeless people just get treated mean here and there. I get treated bad by everything that hates me as it walks or drives by or more constantly. But thank God a homeless person doesn't listen to the shit of humanity 24/7. They just get shit on by average fucks here and there. It's like, oh, thank God. You'd never want to be a me. There's nobody who doesn't have something to say or do against me. Or the ones that love and worship me just feel really bad that God is in a bad, gross, embarrassing predicament. And you're like, children of God. You have no idea how embarrassing it was during the days of Jesus. There was a bunch of children of God back in the days of Jesus. And those children of God were part of like wealth, popularity. And Jesus had no church, had no house. And the children of God with money always felt so embarrassed and stupid because Jesus seemed like nothing. And so they'd get really embarrassed and stuff and have to make a decision to love Jesus anyway or not. So there was this one boy, and he walked up to Jesus and he was like, my dad's important and wealthy. And I've had some time to think about how you look like a nothing and a nobody. But I've decided if you come from God and you're truly this Jesus giant of God, I don't really care, that you look like a poor homeless loser or anything else. I don't want to be part of the world of God. That guy ended up really wealthy and famous and amazing in heaven. And Jesus treats him like a best friend and a great man. But, that's hard for people to do. A lot of people went to church in the wealthy churches and just couldn't treat Jesus amazing because he seemed like the poor preaching nobody. Jesus seemed like the poor nobody trying to claim Messiah, blah, blah, blah. And it was hard for people to love Jesus. He seemed like, ugh, when they had churches and governments and wealth. And Jesus was just some nobody in a corner who claimed to have important things from God to say and do. And it was easy to look at him and be like, the churches are wealthy. Jesus, you just look like such a nothing in a corner. The government is so powerful, and these churches work with the government. And Jesus, you don't have anything. And that's what happened. The children of God just could not get into Jesus, sadly, in majority, and ended up, nothing in heaven compared to what they could have been. And every now and then, a child of God was amazing towards Jesus and ended up really amazing in heaven and amazing on earth too. And, well, you can't change life. And I'll just tell the truth. If I was going to be treated more like a homeless loser by making sure everybody noticed where I was every time, I'd do it.